Hey everyone, it's me, Isabel. Welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I haven't been on my channel in so long. I've been busy, flat out, dealing with some stuff. Today I thought I'd jump on because it's a perfect opportunity to talk about mental health because as it is, it's a mental health awareness day. That subject really touches my heart, especially when I have family members that are going through mental health, as well as friends and as well as myself. I don't really talk about my mental health because I feel like it's just not something I really talk about to people because I keep it all in. But I've noticed lately is that I should be letting it out and telling everyone about it because they may be able to help me or I may be able to help them because I've been going through it for a really long time. Yeah, I wanted to come on here because I thought it was the perfect opportunity to come here with you guys and talk. Firstly, I would like to say that I love all of you guys and I'm always here for you 24/7. It doesn't matter what hour, what time of the day it is, I will always be there. That includes to people I don't know or anything like that. If I've only met you once, I don't care. As long as you're out there having a good time with your life. And even if you are struggling, I don't care. I will come, I will talk to you, I will listen. Doesn't matter. Just as long as I'm there for all of you guys, that's all that I want. I mean, I'm going through my own mental health stuff, as I said before, and it's a really long story. I mean, mine really came about when I was a bit young, when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I started having like anxiety and depression and all of that. And over the years and now, it's built up so much. And it's a really hard thing to deal with. And a lot of people with mental health, sometimes, they don't even realize they have it until they're a really like older age. And I mean, some of my friends, they're like, oh, I don't know if I have a mental health problem. And I said, you probably do, you just don't realize you do. And I mean, everyone's got a mental health issue. It doesn't matter where it came from. We all have it. We've all suffered from being sad. We've been depressed. We've been lonely even. That counts as under mental health as well because it's a part of depression. But even though you might feel like you don't have it, you still have some sort of symptom of it. And I mean, mental health is something that's not really spoken about today in society, and it's a huge thing. Like, there's not a lot of help out there for people, and it's so hard. This year has been the worst for losing people, I think, due to suicide rates and just really horrible stuff in it. I mean, it's just horrible to see the way society's taking over with mental health. Like, bullying is ridiculous. Like, the amount of kids that are taking their lives because of it, it's crazy. And I can relate to it because I got bullied so severely at school that I decided to leave. I was even being bullied by teachers, saying that I was never going to get anywhere in life because I was a troubled kid and all of my problems. And you know what? I managed to finish year 12 and with a bang. So, you know, I'm pretty proud of that. And I mean, the one thing that really touches my heart is knowing that people are there to support me through whatever it is that I'm going through. And I really appreciate it. Even my family members, like, they go through so much for me. Like, it's crazy. It's just the generosity of people asking if I'm okay and everything like that. Like, you guys have to realize when you say something horrible to someone, they actually take it to heart, and they take it to heart for a really long time. Like, you could have said it years back, and to this day, they still could even, like, you know, be thinking it in their head like, oh, I'm such a bad person, I should have taken in what those people said. No, you don't have to listen to them, you know. And I know that it can take a really long time for you guys to accept that and move on, but I mean, that took me a really, really long time to get over the fact that someone said that to me, and it was just horrible. Like, through school, it was the worst period of time because everyone's there, everyone talks about everyone. A lot of you people that I speak to can relate because you've all left school because of this issue. even when you're not at school, crap is still said about you over the internet, and it could have been years ago. It could be someone you haven't seen in such a long time. Like, they just want to bring you down. And the one thing that I came up with is knowing that they're picking on me because something isn't right about them and they're jealous of that. And I mean, for me, it hasn't been an easy road at all. I mean, I've had depression issues since I was young. Like, I used to eat all the time because I would be depressed about myself. Now, lately, there's one thing that really bothered me, and that is that my mental health got so bad that I almost didn't finish year 12 because it got that bad. Like, right now, it's even worse for me because I don't go outside anymore. I'm afraid of outside. I'm afraid of people. I don't go out and see friends at all. Like, I avoid it completely. My social issues are not the best at all. Like, I have a meltdown or a breakdown every time that someone mentions about them wanting to hang out with me. Like, it's a sweet offer and everything, but I mean, some people just have really bad social anxiety, and that's me. The one thing that really gets to me as well is knowing that people aren't here for each other, and that really bothers me because we're all human and we all go through it. Like, everyone goes through it. And I mean, people that are close to you should understand. People that have lived with you for a really long time should understand too. And sometimes they don't understand why you're feeling the way you are, but that's because some people hide it away for a really long time so no one understands and no one talks about it, because some people hide it in because it's just easier for them not to explain it. And I get that because I did that for a really long time. But I decided it's best if I started talking about it, and it may actually help people going through it, especially the ones that are all new to this stuff and have had lost friends because of it, or all that type of stuff. Like, it's just horrible the way that the world runs, and the way that us humans speak to each other is just wrong, and the way everyone gets bullied over social media in person. To be honest with you, that's the reason why I don't socialise today, is because myself, I could not go through that again. But, like, I understand what you people go through, whether it's parents divorcing, whether it's your own mental health issue where you don't want to talk to anyone or isolate. Like, I've been there and I completely understand, and I will always accept you guys as who you are. I'd never ask you guys to change yourself to make me happy, because that's not the way I run and that's not the way I see you. I see you all as your own individual selves, and I like the way you are, and I care about you all so much. Like, all my family in Melbourne I care about, all my friends in Melbourne, even the people in the Gold Coast that I don't even talk to anymore and I haven't for years. I still message to see if you're all alright, because that everyone goes through their struggles, and it just makes people better to know that people care instead of hating them. Like, at one point I was a really nasty person, but that was because I was going through my own problems. But now I understand that when you're mean to someone, you shouldn't say anything. You should just keep it to yourself, no matter how much that you don't like them, because it's impacted so many people's lives. It's impacted their mental health. It's horrible to see it happen. Like, people having panic attacks because someone said something about them, and they're worried about their image and everything. It really gets to me. And, like, guys, you shouldn't feel like that at all. Like, if you guys are going through something like that, you guys should talk to someone who you can trust. Talk to your family, talk to your friends, talk to a teacher, talk to whoever you feel comfortable with. Write it in a diary, listen to music. What I do personally is I put on candles and I sit in the dark. Or I just listen to relaxation music just to get that out of my head. But, I mean, for anyone who does go through that, I mean, I've seen psychologists and psychiatrists, but I mean, I don't really trust them 100%, which a lot of you probably feel the same, but I mean, I feel better talking to my family about it or talking to a really close friend who's gone through a similar situation. And I mean, it scares me to know what happens to people when something is said about them. And it just, honestly, I don't know how people deal with it and how I deal with it. I mean, I just want everyone to be nice to each other and acknowledge the fact that also suicide shouldn't be the answer to an issue. People who do it tend to sometimes just give up because they don't get to talk to the right people, and if they do, sometimes they get scared about secrets and everything like that. Scared about anything they say, scared of life in general. It's just a hard thing to go through and witness and see family members go through the after effect of it, and it's a horrible thing to see people go through. But I mean, it's also sad when you see one of your friends self-harming because they don't feel perfect, they feel not loved and everything like that. Like, that gets me, because I mean, I've done it once or twice, but never again, because I saw how bad they can get and how much it can wreck your life and scar your body and whatever. But I don't judge anyone on that, because it's their decision on what they do and how they feel, and at that time of moment, no one thinks straight at all. No one thinks straight at all when they're self-harming or when they're having a panic attack. Sometimes you can say awful things to someone that you don't mean when you're in that problem or state of mind. Like, I say stuff to my family all the time that I don't mean when I'm going through my own mental health breakdown or whatever it is. I don't know what to call it, but I mean, it's so hard to just see people cope in the world, and people that even don't, like people, for instance, who don't have family to talk to because they get worried about things that they shouldn't be saying or stuff like that. You shouldn't be afraid, and you shouldn't feel alone in that. Like, you can come and talk to me whenever. I'm just a message or a call away. Like, I don't care. I'm just one of those people who really cares about other people's mental health, as being a part of that through all my life, seeing my family go through mental health, seeing good friends of mine go through it. I mean, it's all different, and everyone has their own mental health and their own symptoms of when it does happen. And I mean, no one should feel alone, especially all the young people out there, all those people who are young parents and young influencers and whatever. Like, I know this is kind of irrelevant, but a lot of celebrities have mental health issues and they hide it for so long. And then once they leave their life behind of being a celebrity, they actually get worse with their mental health because they never told anybody about it. And like, you've seen so many good people in music like leave this world, and it's just, even that scares me the most, is knowing that people that you looked up to as well even just lose their life, and they go on this journey to thinking that no one cares about them and whatever. But guys, I've got one thing to say to you, and take it in really seriously, because I take it seriously. I gotta think of a way to say it. Hold on a second. My brain's just stopped. But, I mean, if you guys are going through something and you're afraid to tell someone, don't keep it in, because that's the worst thing to do. Because if you keep it in for so long, you end up having a mental breakdown, and then it leads to going into hospitals, it leads to medication, it leads to everything. Like, you guys want to have a happy life. What I did personally is, recently the worst thing that happened to me was losing my dog that I had for like 13 years. That was the hardest thing for me, and I don't can really to anyone about it, because it really touches my heart. But it's hard because you have someone there for that long that you would speak to all the time, and dogs to me, they were like my therapy, and I lost my dog. But I mean, it was so hard for me trying to find another person to take over him when he went. And then yeah, so my mum and my family decided it was time to get another dog. And like, I mean, I had dreams about my dog and everything like that. And I mean, I'm a very spiritual person, but my dog told me it was okay to let him go and to stay happy, and that's what I did. And then I stayed happy. And then we got another dog, and he's Buster, and a lot of you probably see him, and he's such a gorgeous dog. Dogs have always been my therapy. I've never been able to connect with humans properly. I never have, because of my social anxiety and just me not being able to speak properly in general. And this is the first time I've actually let it out to everyone so they understand what it is that I go through. It's a hard life to have when you have a social issue, because you can't go out and see people or talk to them, and it's so hard because you bubble it all up, and then at one point you just snap because no one will understand until you tell them. And it was just so hard for me during those 6 months. But I'm slowly getting better. Slowly things are getting done. And guys, all I say to you guys is don't keep it in, because you'll end up regretting it later in your life. Like, honestly, I regret so many things by not telling people certain things because and you shouldn't feel like that at all. You should know that someone cares about you, someone loves you. You're not a worthless person. You're not a nobody. You can achieve great things by taking that negativity in and turning it into a positive. That was a hard one for me. But know that people do care, guys, because those people out there that are picking on you, they're all assholes. Like, don't listen to them. The people that say you're not going to get anywhere in life, they're the ones that aren't going to get anywhere in life because they're turning you down. And just, you guys are all such great people to me, and I love you all, and I know you all struggle. I know there's all some stuff there, but at the end of the day, we've got to fight it. We've all got to fight our fight, and yeah, that's all I really wanted to say to you guys, and I hope you all take it in, because the thing I want is to lose more people because they feel worthless or whatever. The last thing I want is for you guys to end up in hospitals, away from people you love. And another thing, the last thing I want is for you guys not to talk to me, because, you know, I want to be there all for you guys 24/7. I don't care at all what time it is, because your life is worth so much. Your life is worth everything. Every memory, every second, every breath. It's something you should all cherish. It's something that is not replaceable. And it's so hard to see you guys the way you are when I'm going through it myself, because I think, wow, I'm actually trying to help someone with their life, and it's a hard thing to see everyone go through in general, and mental health is just something that's not really anywhere, and I thought I'd take the time out of my day to do it, because I know there's so many of you out there who are going through it that are scared to tell someone or scared to share it with the world because of the amount of assholes and pricks out there that pick on you guys over stupid things. And like, it's not right. It's honestly, it's not right. And I hope you all can message me and talk to me, and please leave comments down below, share this. I want this to go viral. I want this to go anywhere, because I know in my heart that I want to fix this problem. I want to fix everyone's problem and help them. That's the type of person I am, and that's the type of person I will always be. I just want this to help so many people, and I want you guys to comment down below what you thought about this video, because it took a lot of guts for me to even talk about my problems and what I'm going through, but I don't care. I feel so much better after letting it out. And yeah, so I hope you guys all like this video and comment down below because I want to know what you guys think. I hope you all have a good Thursday. And yeah, I'll be back on this channel soon to talk about other things. If you guys have any suggestions on what I should talk about next, just comment down below and I'll return to all your messages. Okay, guys, stay strong. I love you. God bless you all and have a great Thursday.